Hello everyone. In the previous video we solved A and B part of chapter 8 and today we are going to discuss about the C and D part of it. Okay, so first of all some short question answers we have. The first one we have, what is the difference between creepers and climbers? So students, the basic difference between both the things is that these creepers, they just spread throughout the ground, right? You can take an example of strawberry is a plant that spreads out on the ground, okay? And the climbers, the plant that go upwards, okay? They just need some support to go upright, clear? So they take help of some other plants as well, and other the things, they need some surface to go upright, and their roots just get penetrated in this surface of that particular matter, okay? And afterwards they just go upwards, right? And its examples can be like grapevine and gourd, you can take as examples, right? The next question we have, name two plants in which food is stored in the stem. So students, here you'll need to write some plants in which food is stored in the stems of it. So ginger and potato can be the examples for this kind of category, clear? Next question. So now move to our third question, which is, what are the functions of the network of veins in a leaf? So students, we know very well that the roots perform such function. First of all, because they just carry minerals and water from soil and then carry to the whole plant, right? And leaves also perform such function because they have some tube like structures. They are called xylem and phloem, okay? And through these xylem and phloem, the water and minerals flow. So students, look at this video, how water and minerals go from the roots to the leaves, clear? And the next question we have, fourth one, what is pollination? So basically pollination is just transfer of pollen grains from anthers to the stigma of the same flower or the same kind of the other flower, right? Look at this video carefully. These yellow colored small particles are known as pollen grains, and they are coming from the anthers, and then they are going to stuck with the stigma, and afterwards they just fuse with the ovules in the ovary, clear? And the next question we have, how do prop roots help the plant? So students, what are prop roots? First of all, prop roots are the additional roots that grow above the ground level, and they are known as prop roots, clear? And they help the plant to stand upright, clear? And the next question we have, the leaf is called the food factory of the plant. Why? So leaf is called the food factory of the plant because leaves prepare food for the plant, okay, by the process photosynthesis. So what happens in photosynthesis? Let's see. So students, first of all, to make its food, the plant needs chlorophyll, which is present in leaves, right? And light that comes from sun, and some carbon dioxide which is released by us, and they get this carbon dioxide from the air, clear? And they get nutrients and water from the soil, from where these roots get, okay? And what happens in this process, so these leaves just trap carbon dioxide through stomata, and afterwards they change carbon dioxide into oxygen. So during this process they just heat up and form glucose, and this glucose is known as food of these plants, clear? So next we have some long answer type questions. So let's see. The first one we have, give the main functions of each of the following. In the first one we have root. So students, root, what are the functions of these? The first one we have anchor plant. It means they act as an anchor of the plant. Why? Because they hold the whole plant in the soil. Next we have absorb water and minerals. Yes, only roots are there to absorb water and minerals from the soil. Next we have translocate water and minerals to the stem. It means they just transport water and minerals from roots to the stem, right? The last one we have store food. Yes, some of the roots store food also. You can take examples of turnip, carrot and radish, right? Now let's move to the stems. So what can be the functions of stem? So first one we have produces support appendages of the plant. So what can be the appendages for this plant? Like leaves, flowers, fruits and even buds also. So these are the things that grow on, that bear on stems only. Next we have transport water and solutes between roots and leaves, right? So these minerals and water, they just carry through the stems. Next we have stems in some plants are photosynthetic. So here cactus example you can take, because cactus doesn't have leaves, they have modified leaves known as spines, and that is how they prepare food for the plant. So cactus stem produces food for the plant. Next we have produce and store materials necessary for life, example water, starch and sugar. So some of the stems also store food. So here you can take examples of like ginger and potatoes, right? So they store food in it, they store starch in these, right? And the last one we have, in some plants stems here become adapted for specialized functions. For example, stem tendrils, they give support to the plant, right? The next one we have functions of a leaf. So let's see, here three main functions are there. The first one is move oxygen and carbon dioxide in and out of plant. So what does it mean? So presence of stomatal pores on the leaf base, they help in the exchange of gases. How? They just give oxygen to us and take carbon dioxide from the environment, right? And the next one we have evaporation of water to move more water up from roots. So evaporation helps in the water regulation, right? Next one we have capture sunlight for photosynthesis. So stomata, they help to capture sunlight for the process photosynthesis, and if photosynthesis would not occur, that means they would not be able to prepare their food. So this is how leaves help in the photosynthesis. Clear? And the next we have functions of a flower. So let's see. So first of all, the function of a flower is to make seeds. Okay, so flower performs a sexual reproduction in the plant. Okay, and here seeds are also made. So if flowers would not be there, that means nowhere seeds will be made, right? And the next one we have flowers are also important because they are part of the reproductive system. Obviously they perform sexual reproduction, okay, and this sexual reproduction gives variety to the ecosystem. Clear? And the last one we have the petals on the flower attract bees and other pollinators. So they attract bees and other pollinators for pollination, okay, and even they are very beautiful, so we are also attracted by these beautiful flowers, right? The next one we have explain the difference between tap roots and fibrous roots. So let's see what can be the difference between both the roots. The first one we have taproot consists of one main root that grows downward with many smaller branch roots coming out of it. These can usually obtain water located deep underground. So taproot, it has one main root, and the smaller roots there that are branched out, they are known as lateral roots. Okay, so it is a combination of one main root and the smaller ones, they have lateral roots. Clear? Next is fibrous roots, has several roots of same size that spread out from the base of the stem. Fibrous roots typically obtain water that is close to the surface of the ground. Monocots have fibrous roots. Clear? So fibrous roots, they do not have main root, and monocots have subfibrous roots. Monocots, that means the seed which has only one cotyledon and with the parallel venation of the leaves, right? So our next question is, how can you experimentally demonstrate the transportation of water in the plants? So students, here first of all, what do you need to do? It's an experiment. So first of all, you will take a potted plant, clear, and keep it aside, and do one more thing. Take a plastic bag and tie it with the help of thread around the plant, and place it where sunlight can fall onto it, and afterwards leave it for an hour. So what would you see after an hour? So you will see that some water droplets are in the plastic bags. So from where these water droplets come from? Yes, from the leaves. So here transportation, that means transpiration, occurs here, and so that we can easily see the water droplets in the plastic bag. The next question we have, why are the leaves of cactus plant modified to form spines? How then does the plant make food? So first of all, what are the functions of these spines to the cactus? So spines help to prevent loss of water, right? Because they do not show transpiration process. They also help the plant from being eaten by the grazing animals, and they help the plant to condense atmospheric pressure from dews, fog and rain, etc. So this is how these spines help the cactus, and how the photosynthesis process occur here. So they do not have leaves, right? They have modified leaves known as these spines, and with these spines, then how the cactus plant can prepare its food? So its stems perform such function, that means their stems perform this function for photosynthesis in the plant. So they just take water and minerals from the roots that are present in the soil, and then they just move to the stems of it, and with the help of these stems they perform this photosynthesis and prepare its food. The next question we have, draw a label diagram to show that transpiration occurs from leaf. How does transpiration help the plant? So what here you need to draw a diagram for the transpiration. So students, look at this diagram carefully. So in the first step, roots take up water from the soil, and then this water is drawn up the stems to the leaves, okay, and after that veins carry water into the leaves, clear, and at the last water evaporates from the leaves. So in this process oxygen is released out by the stomata, and in this process loss of water occurs, clear, and to compensate this loss, these roots, they absorb more and more water and minerals. So this is how transpiration help the roots to get more and more water and minerals, clear. The last question we have, draw the diagram of a section of a flower showing sepals, petals, stamen and pistil. So look at this picture carefully. You can see all the parts of the flower. The first one we have pedicel, which is directly attached to the stem of the plant, clear, and afterwards this pedicel just swells up and becomes thalamus, okay, and from this thalamus it is separated in the green colored structures, and these structures are known as sepals, clear. Afterwards look at the red part of that. So this red part is known as petals, clear. So these are the colored structure of the flower, and now go inside the flower. The first we have carpel. So in carpel, you can see all the three sections. The first one we have stigma, then style, and the last one we have ovary, and where ovules are present. And now move to the stamen, where anther and filament you can easily see. So the long thread-like structure is known as filament, and on the filament a bilobed structure is present, and this is known as anther, and where pollen grains are present inside it. Clear? So students, this is all about the solutions of this chapter, and in the next video we will come with our next chapter. So till that, keep learning.